Hi guys, I'm Maytê and you're watching the Immortal Proud.
Hi everybody, this is JD Netto, and we're going to be talking about the thought-provoking themes found in the Echoes of Fallen Stars novels.
So happy watching
And happy reading.
Hi JD.
We're back.
We're back and we're back with
After that beautiful
episode, right?
episode,
I'm still
the many colors.
digesting it.
Yeah.
It's because we just recorded.
I just changed the jacket.
I kept the same one because I just
Hi
realized
guys.
still digesting from 10 minutes
10
ago.
minutes ago, we got coffee. We're talking. Yeah.
Jokes aside, speaking of time and time
Yeah.
perception, time is both our friend and enemy.
Oh,
right?
that's gonna be a good one.
A reflection of life.
Yes.
We're mortals. We're gonna die. That's a thing we know for a fact.
Yes.
And when we think about time and how it's presented in your work, I would like to discuss how we evolved and adapt to the changes in our lives. And I mean you, JD, and the characters in your book.
I think this is gonna be an incredible conversation.
I am sure about that.
Because we build upon time, and we also die with time.
Right?
It's the yin and the yang. It's everything coexisting together at once, but not. And in the book, you have a village boy discovering Lucifer's lost epistle. Parents go missing. A Nephilim visits this boy. And in his journey, he discovers that, the narrative was changed. Lucifer and the Creator were lovers before enemies, and everything that I've learned is wrong. And it is with time that this character becomes comfortable in his true identity, being Lucifer's son. But it is also in time that he grows even more distant from the boy he was and more secure in who he has to be. So, in a way, time is our friend and enemy because it is with us when we need it, but we can't have it forever.
Yes.
And as an entrepreneur, as a writer yourself, you know that we really value time.
Our most valuable asset.
The only currency that we cannot make back, we can't recover it. It's the loan that we don't have to pay back, but it's pretty finite.
It is.
Yeah, as a writer, I must say, as a writer, as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, how do you envision your time and how do you treasure it?
The older I get, I believe my time is either meant to be shared with people I care or doing nothing at all. When I was younger, I used to be like, hey, when I do this, when I do that, when I go to that place. And it was like a group of people I was not super into, or I would just do it for whatever reasons. And nowadays I'm more picky. Even if it's just I don't want to waste my time. I'm just going to stay home. I feel like my social battery levels is mostly after COVID are more I'm more selective of my time.
Especially we live in New York.
And during the pandemic, you had to make choices if I leave my place and meet this person, I might get sick and die. We had no idea what were the side effects of it in the very beginning. So I remember thinking is it worth risking my life to XYZ? And now I just apply this rationale to everything that I do. And sometimes the conclusion I get is nah. So I'm very savvy when it comes to time management, work-wise and life-wise. I'd rather stay alone than just spend time with people that are somehow
to fill a gap.
Yeah. And I don't mean that of course, I do have fun and go to social stuff. It's not that I'm just like this machine of efficiency. It's not what I mean. It's just like, I feel like, especially being here, when you're an immigrant, you have to face that you don't rely on your network anymore of the OG friendships, the siblings, parents. You're on your own. So you choose who, you decide who is worthy of your time and who is just not. It's a decision. It's different, because in Sao Paulo, I used to, I want to have a coffee, I want to go do this, then that. Oh, just this girl who went to high school with me, we're acquaintances, but yeah, I'll do that. But when you're an immigrant, you don't have that. Each person that comes into your life, it's a decision that you're making as an adult. So
you're literally investing some of that currency onto someone.
Energy.
Yeah.
And like, so now I'm more conscious, I would say, with who I share my time with. But sometimes I just spend it on
some me time. Yeah.
I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did.
Maybe I'm just gibbering, but
no, I think as creatives, it's very important for us to be mindful of how we spend our time, because our creativity needs time, but it also wanes with time if we exhaust it. To me, I'm always it's this friend I love, but it's a friend that keeps me accountable. Time.
Yeah.
It's like, are you gonna make time for this? Are you gonna make time for that? Yeah. But time also heals. Time brings perspective to the table. Time allows you to gain perspective on so many things. And in the books, it was very important for me to show the reader how time also creates this environment for change and for growth, and that some things are meant to stay behind.
Yes. Some
things are meant to stay in the past with the person you once were. That's why in Immortal Crowns in the beginning, Belwyn's dad says goodbye to the boy you once were.
Yeah. And welcome to the man
you now become. Because time, you turn to 18. Things change.
Yeah.
And in a world that's so fast-paced, we cannot lose sight of the value of our time and our worthiness and how we spend it. Especially now, as people that we wear many hats. We really do. Both you and me. And in my case, I'm always mindful of how I'm spending my time during the day and on what. And when it comes to time with myself, I have grown more secure in making that a priority. Because, when you're a public figure, you are needed, not wanted. You're needed in many spaces.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to decide which space is worth your time.
Yes.
Right?
100%. And it's, again, a decision making. Because when you're a kid, your parents decide for you where you're spending your time. When you're a teenager, even in your early adulthood life, you have to do like XYZ hours in college and blah, blah, blah. But now it's like, I have enough time, or like I have a sense of agency over my time.
I like that. Yeah.
And that could be terrifying.
I agree.
Especially if you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow a 9-to-5 routine that much. I accumulate both hats because I do have like a corporate job position, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So I'm like, if I'm not savvy and picky with my time, I burn out easily. So that's why sometimes I'm just like, today I will do nothing and just.
We need the reset. Yes, absolutely.
Especially if I go to like social events, I need 2 days inside my place, like just doing nothing.
Yes.
Postmates.
I mean, when we go
just
out,
doing Postmates. And,
when we go out for dinner, that's like, you won't see me for 2 days.
and you know how I get when I'm like my social battery is low, guys. When my social battery is low, I just like I go airplane mode.
Oh, I mean, so this is actually the two of us at any outing. We're the first ones to be like, you know what, guys?
We're going to leave.
We're gonna leave.
Yeah.
You know, we're good. Bye.
Pour ourselves a good cup of tea.
Exactly. And
Take
then
a bath.
Maytê and I text home like, oh, we're just gonna watch, I don't know, some show and drink tea and go to bed. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. You know,
I
at
need
this
my 8
point.
hours of sleep.
Yes, at this point.
Like even yesterday, JT was like, "Babe, you going to this concert?" And I was like, "No, I have to sleep. Tomorrow we have to record." And I'm like, "If I have to just like do 8 hours of sleep."
And I went.
But he did the same 8 hours of sleep.
Midnight, I was like, bye everybody. I love you all. But, you know, I need to be mindful of that time because we don't get it back. And
in those cases, I just do the Irish goodbye. I don't even say goodbye.
I love doing it.
I read somewhere it saves you like a whole year.
Oh, I saw that too.
In your lifetime.
I saw that too. I did see that. And I find it so important that in Gods and Mortals, I created a prison where a half goddess is imprisoned from time and in time.
Oh, wow.
So time is just passing, but she has no idea. And in this world, as time goes on and you lose sense of it, you just lose sense of perception of achievement, of everything. So again, it's that best friend that also loves to hate on you kind of thing.
Yes.
But I think I've come to really be comfortable in also setting healthy boundaries with my time. Because like you said, if we can have agency over it, but it's also something that we need to manage.
100%. Like, that's why I always say, like, I have a few friends, they're always complaining, like, oh, XYZ such a waste of time. And I'm like, you know, it's your fault, right? Because it's like, there's this quote, it's a meme, where it's like, almost like a joke. Someone invited you to MLM meeting, you know, like, and then you realize once you're there, the first 15 minutes is not your fault. The 30 minutes you stay,
that's your fault.
To you.
Absolutely.
So you can leave. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
First time you're a victim, second time you're like, accomplice. You know, like it's like you're in a So it's just like I'm like, well, quit the meeting. Say you have to do it in 30 minutes. Say you don't have availability. Like set boundaries.
Exactly.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? It's your time.
Exactly. And
you're precious.
I am curious about something though. As a writer, and
I procrastinate.
You heard it here, everybody. That I was getting to that.
Oh yeah.
So
I work on deadlines.
So let's be real about let's be real about that.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. Like after,
but then I'm like the reason why I keep doing it is because it works.
Yeah, I mean, after book 1, I started, and you start having book deals, and there's a little date on that contract. If you miss that date, you're in trouble. So you're like, oh my god, I have to push myself. Yeah. I also work that way, but when I do have to write, I do make that time a priority, just like anything else that I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
Are you the same?
Yes, but I'm not the type of writer that is like, every day I write XYZ pages and then no, it's like I can go days without writing and then one day I'll just write for like 10 hours straight. It's crazy.
Wow, that's so fascinating.
It's just like not the best process at all, but
I think it's quite it's your process. So it's quite different. With me, I write about 1,000 words a day, every other day, if I'm in drafting mode. My editorial process is when I get really creative, because when I'm drafting, I just want to get from point A to point B really fast, and I'm like, I'll work out the details. I leave myself these they don't know. It's
Like a
like
core structure.
exactly. I need structure. And with Gods and Mortals, this is such a complex book that I had to finish in less than a year. That at times I was really, really pushing myself to find that structure because, again, you build gods and mythology and new worlds, and then you really have to prioritize that time. When I finish this book, I'm like, you know what my priority with my time is going to be? Nothing. Like, writing time, I'm going to take a break. I think there's nothing wrong with also giving yourself time to rest. That's also something that needs to be valued, right?
Agreed. I agree 100%. And it's amazing to find like how Belmont in the book, within time, found himself. How time was an ally for him, because we've been chatting about time.
Absolutely.
From time management to time as a construct, but how within time you can see how much he found himself, his journey.
I mean, time is also breathing room.
Yeah.
So he needed that breathing room, even if he was imprisoned, to understand who he loved, how he loved, why he's there, and how he's going to move forward. And I think that's something that applies to life in general. So I really, really hope readers understand the message and are inspired by it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the episode today.
Yeah, thank you.
Looking forward for the 4th episode.
Yeah, last one.
But not least.
Not least. Last one. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.